我今年38岁，
I'm 38 years old, and just a few days ago, someone introduced me to a potential partner. I went to meet him, and during our meal, I laid out 5 requirements. He rejected me outright and later told the matchmaker that my demands were too high. The matchmaker agreed, saying I was asking for too much. So right then, I had stated these 5 conditions, and I really don't think they're high at all. Today, I'll share them here. Let's see if they seem high to anyone else. Take a look and see if you think I'm being unreasonable. First, the bride price, 300,000 yuan. Then, after marriage, he can't come home late, not after 10 p.m. If he's late more than 5 times, we'll amicably part ways, and I won't return the bride price. Second, if he cheats after we're married, if he goes looking for other women, we'll split amicably. I won't return the bride price, and he'll owe me 100,000 yuan for emotional damages. Third, if his mother falls ill and they expect me to take care of her, no way. I have no such obligation. If it's his mother or father who's sick, he should be the one to take care of them. If he insists on pushing that responsibility onto me, we'll amicably part ways. The bride price stays with me, and he can do as he pleases. Fourth, his salary must be handed over to me. He'll get 1,000 yuan per month as pocket money. If he refuses to turn over his earnings, this marriage won't work. We'll part ways, and the bride price stays with me. Lastly, I'm not social, and I don't like going around visiting. So, if I'm not in the mood to go see his relatives or friends, he shouldn't push me to go. If he insists, we'll amicably part ways, and once again, the bride price will not be refunded. I set these conditions and he rejected me. I've had a lot of blind dates before, and many men have turned me down. Are these conditions really that high? I don't think so. I see them as fully protecting us women in marriage. And these men, if they can't even meet these conditions, what's the point of marrying them? Truly laughable. There are plenty of men in the world.
我不知道你们有没有
Have any of you noticed how common it is now for men on blind dates to act like they're really into you? They'll go out of their way to order the food you like, open doors, act super attentive, and look at you as if they're deeply smitten. It's all part of the act. But when it comes to actually doing something for you, you realize it was all just a show. Some men keep up this pretense for varying lengths of time, depending on their intentions. If he just wants to sleep with you, he might keep up the charade for a month or 2 until he gets what he wants. But if he's looking to marry and sees you as good wife material, he might keep pretending until you're pregnant and locked in. Once that happens, his true colors come out. Irresponsible, lazy, moody. And for women, being married and pregnant often means it's too late to back out, especially once you're 7 or 8 months in. By then, you're just stuck. Why do they do this? Because pretending is the easiest, cheapest way to secure you. He doesn't have to spend much money or effort. He's not genuinely kind or caring, he just acts that way to win you over. Once he has you, he can treat you however he wants, with no real investment. At that point, you're on a sinking ship, and it's hard to find an escape. So, when you're on a blind date or just getting to know a guy, it's crucial to figure out if he's genuinely interested or just pretending. If you like him and want to take things further, go ahead and test him with some unreasonable requests. If he's serious about you, he'll follow through. You can test him in different ways. If patience is important to you, for example, ask him to pick you up every day during rush hour, and intentionally make him wait to see if he keeps his cool. Once you're more comfortable, mention a few pricey items you'd like. If he really cares about you, he'll be willing to buy things for you within reason. After all, you'd be his future wife, right? Also, don't worry about scaring him off if you truly like him. Just be upfront, tell him you want to know if he really likes you, or say you'd appreciate his help with something or some expenses. For example, if you want a new smartphone that costs over 10,000 yuan, bring it up directly. I think with these things, there's no need to overthink or look too far ahead, just make sure he's willing to handle what's right in front of him. If he's genuinely interested, he'll meet these smaller requests one by one. But if you're too afraid to test him before things get serious, it'll be much harder and costlier, to find out later if he's been faking it all along.
大龄剩女的确
Older single women really are something else. One of my friend's cousins, who is 36 and still unmarried, said something during a casual chat over a meal the other day that completely shattered my worldview. She's 36, works as a sales assistant at a cosmetics counter, isn't unattractive, and speaks well, but she just hasn't been able to find a suitable boyfriend to marry. While we were talking, she said, "Seeing you all as moms now, with your kids already in elementary school, I really envy you." Then she asked if we knew any suitable guys to introduce to her. I thought of a few of my husband's friends who are still single and pretty decent, so I asked her, "Do you have any requirements for a match?" She replied, "My requirements aren't high at all, just 4 points." She said, "First, he must be over 1.80 meters tall, have a good physique, and well-defined facial features. Second, he should have a house in the city with plenty of rooms, because I want to bring my parents to live with us. Third, his monthly salary should be around 20,000 yuan, and he must give me 10,000 as my personal allowance, with an additional 5,000 for living expenses." Her fourth condition was that, given she's 36 and a bit older, she won't be having kids for him. The risks aside, she wants to focus on maintaining her figure. After hearing this, I was shocked. I don't know anyone who meets these standards, so I honestly couldn't set her up with anyone. But really, for a guy who could meet these requirements, how is it possible that no one would be interested in him, that he'd still be single in his 30s, or that he wouldn't have a girlfriend? Honestly, I just don't get women these days. Maybe they've watched too many dramas about overbearing CEOs and think they're Cinderella or something. So, tell me, do you think her demands are high or not?